Yo guys, what's going on? Acez is here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the brand new event happening right now in Escape from Tarkov. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more PvE content. We have a ton of stuff to talk about with the new event, but one thing I did want to address right away is there was a bug this morning with this event where if you were killing PMCs, your rep across all traders was dropping significantly. The bug itself has been fixed, but for everybody who lost reputation, that has not yet been restored. They are actively working on fixing it. There are some players that across the board, all their traders, they have negative rep. It is really bad for some players. Now, most of us were asleep, so, we're not affected, and the bug itself has already been fixed. But for all those players, a fix is in the works. However, there's nothing set in stone yet. So let's put the tweet on screen first. We are going to talk about all the tasks in the task chain for this event. I'm not a huge fan of it, and we'll talk about why here shortly. But we have a new in-game Escape from Tarkov event. A chain of in-game quests is available for player completion. In the meantime of the event, players will be allowed to select their side. The reward will be distributed depending on the final result of the side's contest. So we have the arms race event, which is what this one is called, and you can pick proper or you can pick Peacekeeper. However, you cannot pick until you have finished all of the tasks that you are given, and depending on which way you go depends on who you choose in the sides. So the first task you're gonna get, which is the one that's currently on screen or will be on screen as I click it here, is gonna be import control. This is the very first task right here. This is what will start your chain. This is not one that's picking your sides. You won't pick your sides for a little bit. So this first one here, you're going to obviously be killing 10 scavs on factory, which is super easy. And then you're going to be handing over 5 in-raid Western scav weapons. So the Western calibers are 300 Blackout, 357 Magnum, 338 Lapua, 45 ACP, 4.6 by 30. You're going to have 5.56. Then you're going to have 5.7. You're going to have 6.8. And you're going to have 7.62 by 51, also known as 308. You're going to have 9 mil and 12 gauge. But it seems like it's only the Benelli M3, the Mossberg 590, and the Remington 870. No other 12 gauge shotguns. And then the 40 by 46. So all those weapons will also need to have the very low durability. So it should be like sub 10. I'm just reading the information I've been given. I haven't actually hopped in a raid yet. I literally just woke up and saw there was a ton of stuff going on, and I had to obviously make a video for you guys. So that is going to be your first task. You're going to have to kill 10 of those scavs on factory and go ahead and hand 5 of those new weapons in. The brand new weapons, with the low durability and stuff. So then the next task you're going to get after that is going to be called What's Your Evidence? And this is going to be a Peacekeeper task. And you are going to have to hand over 10 more of the Western scav weapons with the very low durability. And it's literally everything I just listed once again. And it has to be those super low durability. So you have to find them in raid. So stock up, bring the biggest bag you can, and, just get a bunch of those things right away. After you hand in those 10 to Peacekeeper, you're going to have another task. And if I can find the task screen, I'll put them on screen for you in here, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to or not. I will try, but I'm reading everything off of the wiki right now currently. So the next task is going to be caught red-handed, and this is where it does get a little interesting. So what you're going to have to do is stash 3 Wi-Fi cameras at the water treatment plant. And it's at the entrances to the buildings, the main buildings in water treatment plant, 1, 2, and 3. So the reason I don't like this is because with the new localization update, Lighthouse is pretty much unplayable when you're using a scoped rifle. Obviously, you need to be running a scope on Lighthouse, but that drops your frames down to about 45. Just using a red dot or something, you're going to be okay. You're going to be on like a 60 frame rate. But, it's just really tough with the localization update. For you guys who are playing in groups and everything, you're going to be just fine. And, that's the only reason I'm kind of upset, because I don't want to fight the rogues on 45 frames. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. I'm going to have to deal with it. I'm going to have to struggle bus it. but this is the last neutral task. Caught red-handed is the last one. And as for the Wi-Fi camera locations, I'm sure that's already been uploaded. But like I said, it's just right at the entrances of the building. But there are, very, very specific locations. So the first one will be at the forklift on the first building. And then the second building, it's going to be near the blue barrels. And the third is going to be near the door in the fence at building 3. So, USEC, you're going to have a way easier time, but obviously the moment you engage them, the next 3 raids you do go into, they will be hostile to you. So, just make sure you are maybe watching some guides on how to clear the rogues. It's one I haven't made yet, so maybe that's something that I can do, especially for you guys hopping on this task. So, let's hop into each of the, which way you could go. So, the first one is going to be risk of small business, which would then lead to the Peacekeeper task. So if you choose risk of small business, this will mean you are going to pick Peacekeeper's side. So you're going to have to locate and eliminate Basmich on Streets of Tarkov and locate and eliminate Gus on Streets of Tarkov. So I don't know anything about that. I don't even know if I said dude's name right, but you're going to have to potentially kill some bosses and, just one of those things. So it seems like he's going to be chilling with Kaban and the guards. That's just kind of how it seems there. And as for what comes after risk of small business, it's going to be called Western Quality Standards. And that's where you eliminate as many targets as possible using Western weapons. And it's all those calibers that I've once again listed at the beginning of the video. And then if you would complete Caught Red-Handed and pick the task Protection of Interest, which will be the proper pick if you wanted to go with proper. You're going to have the objective of eliminating 3 PMC operatives at the car dealership on Streets of Tarkov, and you cannot kill Gus or Basmich. So basically, you don't kill the bosses, but you just killed 3 PMCs. And then after you do that, it'll lead to a task called Time Tested, and that will be eliminate as many targets as possible using Russian weapons, which will be the 366 TKM, the 545, 762 by 25, 762 by 39, 762 by 54, 9 by 18 Makarov, 9 by 21, that's just the shrimp ammunition for the SR2 and the shrimp, obviously, 9 by 39, 12.7 by 55, 12 gauge, but not the Benelli M3, the 590 Mossberg, and the 12, or yeah, the Model 870 as well. So you can't use those, but all the other 12 gauge you can. The 20 gauge and 23 by 75, 30 by 29, and 40 by 53. So you could choose proper side there. The reason I don't like what was picked when it comes to the maps here is, number one, you're making everybody go to Lighthouse. A lot of people do not like going Lighthouse, and they do not like dealing with the rogues. They simply hate it. So you're making people do something they don't like there, and then you're putting everybody on Streets of Tarkov, which really limits a lot of your player base because a lot of them just can't play the map. When I play the map, I get in the bad areas, I'll go down as low as 30 frames, but in some of the good areas, I'll get 60 to 70 frames. It's very playable. Typically, when it comes to the right side of the map, near Abandoned Factory and Pinewood, I'm getting pretty decent FPS there. But over by Lexos, Concordia area, the Crane, all that area, I'm in the 30s to 45. So personally, I feel a little insulted because I have to go to Lighthouse and struggle bus 45 frames for some rogues. And then, if that's not bad enough, I have to go on Streets of Tarkov, man. I have to go to Streets? Oh, Nikita, why are you doing this to us? This will probably also mean that PvP queue times for Streets of Tarkov are going to be pretty crazy over the next few days because obviously you can't play local raids with Streets of Tarkov. So queue times are going to be a little nutty, but that is the chain of tasks. Like I said, if I can find screenshots of them, I'll put them on screen. But if you just had to look at import control the entire time, I do apologize for that. I'm going to start working on this. I did notice that military power filters were the reward for this very first task, so I am interested to go ahead and check out the flea on those prices. Let's go ahead and check those out. See what they're down to. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. So you got military power filters down to 5 mils. So these are going to be plentiful, and I would probably recommend selling these soon because this seems pretty decent. I think after your fee in the 5 to 6 million range, you're going to be making like 2 or 3 million rubles a piece, something like that, maybe a little less with your fees, but this is going to be pretty money. So definitely pick these up if you need them because they're going to probably stick around this price with how many people actually need them. So that's going to be it for the event and all the information I currently have for you guys. Like I said at the beginning, if you were one of the people impacted with the rep loss, they're working on a fix for you. That has to suck. I wouldn't even want to play the game if that happened to me. It limits you so much. So, but that's going to wrap this one up, guys. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on it. And, of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more PvE content. I don't know if I'm going to make a task guide for each and every one of these tasks in the quest chain. I might actually. When it comes to streets at Tarkov, I can't really record the map. So we would have to at least do everything leading up to that. But after that, then I really wouldn't be able to do the, videos for it. But we'll see if I do something for you guys. But yeah, that's where we're going to end it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm out.